This is Teach Your Way with BenQ, where educators find ideas that work. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Teach Your Way with BenQ. My name is Maddie. I'm with the BenQ's Marcom team, and we will be talking about two powerful tools that we have with our EZWrite software, which is the floating tool and the EZWrite tool. We'll be diving into some demo and showcasing that for you. So if, just in case, if you're driving or not in front of a computer or you're bored, I would hit pause for it and come back to this later. Other than that, if you are available at your board, it'd be great if you could just follow along and kind of learn your way through this episode. I would love to introduce our guest for today. The man of the hour is Francisco Flores. He is our field application agent at the BenQ, and most of you have probably heard from him as he helps out all the schools getting trained and going through any technical stuff. So without further ado, let's introduce, say hi to the audience, Francisco.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you again. I'm excited to share these tools today. These are some great tools that we're going to talk a little bit about and hopefully get you some really good information so that you can get started right away.
So Francisco, why do you think these tools, especially the floating tool and the EZWrite tool, so important for teachers to get acclimated with in their classroom and utilizing them in their classroom?
Well, these are really great because they really do focus. Kind of what we say to teachers is giving you the opportunity to use what you already have and just add that layer of engagement to your lessons. And with the floating tool, you can do that really quick, fast, easy, and in a hurry. And then taking that one step further with Split Screen and the EZWrite tool, you can just build an engagement in your lessons and get the students really into what's going on.
And participate, especially when they love coming up to the board and doing that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, it's a big piece of technology. I'm like, that's what you've had in your phone all day.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's like a giant phone on the wall.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get right into it then. If everybody's ready, we're going to go ahead and show you how these tools work and solve some of the challenges that the teachers might have during lesson in the classrooms. And Francis is going to demonstrate that for you.
Well, one of the things you mentioned there, you did say, talking about the challenges, and really a lot of what you see sometimes is having to rely on hard copy materials, or if there is a discrepancy in the different items of technology in the classroom, this really does integrate everything into one so that you can bring in the materials, you're creating the content, you're doing the lesson all in one with the abilities that the board has with saving and sharing. You forego the need to have students carrying around all these extra papers, extra materials, and have them come up and start collaborating, which a lot of the times is part of the problem, getting students engaged and collaborating in person at the front of the room. So let's take a look, and I want to show these off because I think they're really great.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Let's go.
All right, so the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and log into my BenQ board with my NFC card right here on that N logo. And that's a feature that is available on most of our models. You do have that with the other options of logging in using the QR code on the smartphone or tablet. You can also type in those credentials via the login button over there. But once I get into my board here, notice there's my account. I've got my name over here and everything. So this is what the board's set up. This is my custom wallpaper. Now right off the bat, all right, my board is fully loaded now. Right here, I have my floating tool icon. This is the little circle with the pin in the middle of it. When I tap on that, you're going to notice all these different options are available for me now. This tool is what I can utilize on top of any input. So even if I have a computer plugged in, if I'm wired in, if I'm wirelessly casting via our InstaShare 2 app, if I'm on any of the applications on my board, with the exception of the Whiteboard, this is actually a component of the Whiteboard, but this tool is available and accessible on any of those inputs or apps. And what's great is you can customize the usage of this quite a bit using the color options. We can do custom colors. Going down here with this one. So now when I'm writing, it's writing over anything that I've got on the screen. So this could be a picture, this could be a PDF, a document, a worksheet. We also have the highlighter, so it's very similar in that it's going to write custom colors. The difference there is that it's opaque or transparent. We have the on-screen cursor. This is great for visual tracking. So if you want to emphasize this area here, what we're talking about, that comes up. The eraser tool, you have some different options. So the standard option is, of course, your palm eraser. If you choose that second one, this is my favorite. It's the strike through. So if I go through just one element on the screen, it's just going to erase just that one piece of it. And then lastly, you've got the clear all, which clears your screen out. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, that's great. I've got all my annotations and notes, but how do I save that? Does it save to the file? That's actually a really great point. This floating tool serves as an overlay, so it actually sits on top like that of any of the files that you're doing. So if you want to keep a record of it, you want to have either a screenshot with this little camera icon. We have this little landscape button here that's going to open up that panel for the screenshots. So now you have a customizable size. You can go full screen, right? From here, I can choose to save this screenshot. It will ask me where I want to save it to after I name it. And then you've got either the file manager with AMS files or that Google Drive or any other of your cloud drives that you've got set up. You also have the ability to do a screen recording, which can record anything on the screen, including audio on most of our models with the built-in microphone array. Lastly, here we want to talk about is our toolbox. This is going to have a lot of great tools, again, accessible on any input, any display, any of your apps that are pulled up. Calculator, a countdown timer, a stopwatch, a scoreboard, a random number picker. A flashlight here is going to be our spotlight tool. We've got a unit converter, a spinner tool. Essentially here, this little checkerboard icon, this is a fun one. This is actually floating notes, so it gives you a digital transparency, if you will. And then lastly, we've got our scrolling notes here. So a lot of great tools, really powerful features in that one step that you can use right off the bat with anything that you've already got created. So we're going to level that up with our EZWrite here. You've got your standard digital whiteboard, which is a scalable canvas. There's a lot of great functionality here. But what I really want to point out is this split screen option. Down here is our toolbox. And within that toolbox, you'll notice some of these familiar faces from earlier in that floating tool. But we've got these three googly icons: Google Maps, Google Drive, and Google Chrome. With these, you can open up any of these Google applications in the split screen mode that is absolutely fabulous, because now I have my whiteboard on one side and then this Google application on the other. Now you'll notice here that I've logged in previously, so it actually remembers my tabbed sessions from before. If I do a search, right, I can go into my images, and now I have the ability to drag those images directly into that whiteboard. The split screen is just so many functions to it right off the bat. Same thing with our Google Drive. It will open up that drive that I've logged into. Now I've got all these different files accessible. I select one of my files. In this case, I'm going to pick a Google slide, and I can have my Google slide presentation presented right here on this display in presentation mode. Now I can walk through the slides. I can talk about them. I can do quick edits if need be. I can take notes over here. So I have all the information that I need as we're going through the slide presentation on one side, and then we can talk about it and go over it on the other side. So really and truly, just a lot of different flexibility in your teaching with the floating tool, all the annotations and things, and then the split screen via EZWrite. So a lot of great functionality there.
Wow, that is a lot to take. It has a lot of features and lots of tools to toggle and things to explore. So what would you say if there's a new teacher who wants to get started with the floating tool, what would be the easiest way for them to, let's say, start this feature tomorrow?
It's a great question, and we really do see that a lot. I always recommend starting off with what is some content that you've already created? What are some lessons, some slide decks, some documents or worksheets? We can go plug into the computer directly into the BenQ board with the front-facing ports on your BenQ board. You can directly connect that computer. Or if you have a docked teacher PC, it might be installed in the side. So it would appear as an input from the input menu here. You switch that over to whichever one is connected to your computer. You have your document pulled up, your slide presentation, whatever materials you already have created, and automatically you're going to have access to the floating tools right here and just annotate right on top of that document with the computer connected.
So they don't have to open it in EZWrite. Once they connect that, the document will be up here and they can just start annotating on top of it.
So as soon as you plug in your device, it's going to come up on the screen, just like if it were a extended monitor or a projector or a different TV, and appear on here so that you then have access to that floating tool and can annotate and write and highlight all over your document or presentation that you've got open on your computer.
Okay. Any fun activities that you could recommend for utilizing this split screen
split
feature?
Screen, yes. I really do like the annotation over the slides along with the taking notes, especially as you're going through the lesson, having students come up and maybe take turns writing essential questions, takeaways from each slide. Like, okay, what is one thing you notice, one thing that you have a question about? Almost like a KWL chart, but for each slide. Having the students rotate through also gives them the opportunity to come up and interact with the BenQ board so that they can say, oh, look, I got to play with it today. Right. I got to go on the giant tablet. And they're like, okay, next time I got to pay attention so that when it's my turn, I can go up and write my things on there. And then they're that little bit more buy-in every time.
All right. And where can teachers find resources to learn more about the floating tool and the split screen tools?
So we've actually got some great information on our BenQ Academy, which can be found online. It's got videos, tutorials. It's got a searchable database, so you can select your model, select your app that you're looking at using, and you can actually have all those examples there for you. We also have a lot of great resources available on our YouTube channel. I actually have published a orientation video so that you can go through and kind of see some of the basic features and functions of your BenQ board. But we do like putting out, a lot of new and updated tips, tricks, and new features whenever those come out with our updates as they happen.
Can you show us what the BenQ Academy looks like, where teachers can look at these resources?
Absolutely. Oh, let's get past our friends here. So let's pull it up. BenQ Academy. So I'm just Googling it right here, BenQ Academy. Get past the cookie statement. So this is our BenQ Academy. It is optional to sign in. If you do sign in, it can track your progress so you can see which lessons you've completed. But here are where you can select courses and videos, different playlists depending on what your role is in your organization. So we do have some more curated lists for like the IT side versus the teacher side. And then as you get into it here, trainer, IT teacher, you can filter by app. There's the different models that you can filter this. And then we have some information also on our accessories and then specific subjects you can search through. But yeah, the list is here with all the different tags so that you can sort through those and get the information that you really need.
That's super handy. I like that, having everything in a written format and also in a video demonstration. So appreciate showing that today.
It's kind of like we ask for our teachers, giving them different options to teach. We, obviously understand that everybody's different. We have multimodal methods of learning with our information as well. Thank
you, Francisco, for joining us today and showing us the awesome floating tool and the split screen functionalities on EZWrite. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something valuable from it. We will be coming back again with another great episode, which we will be meeting with teachers from different schools who will be sharing with us what they're thankful for about our boards and our EZWrite software, and share what some of the features that they enjoy in their classrooms with their students and making their classes engaging and fun for students to be at. Make sure that you are following us on all our social media outlets. We have a YouTube channel. We're on LinkedIn. So like and subscribe us and follow us with all the fun details that we will be bringing for you here in the future.
Thanks for joining us on Teach Your Way with BenQ. For more resources and teaching inspiration, visit us online at BenQBoard.com. Don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode.